Welcome to Sleepy Tales. My name is Mateus, and before we begin today's story, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment below saying, "I'll sleep well tonight." Now, sit back, relax, and let's dive into tonight's tale. The five friends, Sarah, James, Alex, Katie, and Mike, had been planning their Halloween adventure for months. They had heard about a haunted house in a small, remote town and were determined to explore it. They arrived at the house just before sunset, and as they approached the front door, they felt a chill run down their spines. The house was old and decrepit, with cracked walls and broken windows. The front door creaked as they pushed it open, and the smell of dust and decay filled their nostrils. The friends entered cautiously, their flashlights flickering in the darkness. As they made their way through the house, they noticed that the furniture was old and covered in cobwebs, and there were strange objects scattered throughout the rooms. As they explored the upstairs, they heard the sound of a music box playing in the distance. The melody was eerie, and it sent shivers down their spines. They followed the sound until they came across an old wooden box, which was emitting the music. Katie picked it up and opened the lid, revealing a small figurine of a ballerina spinning around. The music stopped abruptly, and the group felt a sense of unease. As they continued to explore, the friends found themselves in a small room with a dollhouse in the center. Sarah picked up a small porcelain doll and examined it closely. Suddenly, the doll's head turned to face her, and she dropped it in terror. They all stared at the doll, frozen in fear. Suddenly, they heard footsteps coming from the hallway, and they quickly hid behind the curtains. As they peered out, they saw a shadowy figure making its way down the hall. The figure stopped in front of the dollhouse, and the friends saw that it was a tall, menacing man with a hood covering his face. He reached into the dollhouse and pulled out a small knife. The friends watched in horror as he began to perform a ritual, chanting in a language they didn't understand. Suddenly, the lights went out, and the friends were plunged into darkness. They stumbled around blindly, trying to find their way out. They heard the man's footsteps getting closer, and they knew they had to act fast. James managed to find a way out, and they all followed him, running down the stairs and out of the house. As they ran, they heard the man's laughter echoing through the night. They ran for what felt like hours, until they came across a small cabin. They burst through the door, hoping to find refuge. But as they looked around the cabin, they realized that something was not quite right. The furniture was old and decrepit, just like the haunted house they had left behind. The cabin had the same strange objects scattered throughout the rooms. They quickly realized that they had not escaped the haunted house at all. They were trapped in a loop, destined to relive the same terrifying night over and over again. As they tried to figure out how to escape, they uncovered more and more about the sinister cult that had once inhabited the haunted house. They discovered that the cult had been performing dark rituals, sacrificing innocent people to summon a powerful demon. As they dug deeper, they realized that the only way to break the cycle was to confront the demon head-on. They knew it was a risky move, but they had no other choice. They made their way back to the haunted house, armed with everything they could find that might help them defeat the demon. As they entered the house, they saw the man with the hooded face waiting for them. They attacked him with all the weapons they had, but he seemed immune to their attacks. Suddenly, the man with the hooded face disappeared, and the group heard a voice whispering in their ears. The voice promised them a way out of the loop, but at a steep cost. The friends realized that they had been tricked. They had unwittingly made a deal with the demon, and now they were bound to it forever. They tried to break the deal, but it was too late. They were trapped in a never-ending nightmare, doomed to repeat the same terrifying night for all eternity. In the end, the group had become the very sacrifices the cult had been seeking, and the demon had succeeded in its quest for power. The haunted house stood empty, a constant reminder of the horrors that lay within and the fate that awaited anyone foolish enough to enter. Thank you for listening to this bedtime story, and remember, if you struggle with falling or staying asleep at night, click on the first link in the description for the ultimate solution to your problem. Now, choose one of these two videos and continue on our journey in the world of bedtime stories.